And so I can't blame the Jews. I know they didn't have the Bible, and they didn't have Christian radio, and they didn't have Christian internet. They didn't have TBN or Daystar. They just had a man with a stick. So I can't blame them for saying, what is this? But I got to tell you, I'm no different than them. In 2006, my brother and I were the third largest builder in Kansas City. We built 400 houses. We had 17 subdivisions. We had thousands of lots, 20 companies, $80 million line of credit. 2007, out of nowhere, housing market stops. All three of my kids worked for me. They lost their job. I no longer could take care of my family. I lost my homes. We lost our retirement. We lost our life insurance. We sold our wedding rings. And my wife had an 8-carat. She had some nice stuff because I had lots of money. We sold our house in Colorado. We sold our 6 jet skis and our 3 boats and our 13 street bikes and our Rolexes and all that, just because we wanted to pay the bills. We wanted to do the right. We didn't want to file bankruptcy. We could have kept a house because our houses were paid for, but there's some laws that are probably higher than the law of the land. You with me? And so here it is. I've been through the blood. I've been through the water. And I've been through the fire. But I live in the two. And I spend a lot of nights crying myself to sleep saying, what is this? I'm not a 10%er, God. I'm like a 30 or 40%er. I always bless churches. I gave $1,000 a day to my churches, $300,000 or $400,000 a year. And how could I lose everything, God? So I don't point the finger at them, because I spent a lot of days saying, what is this? You with me? These last 3 nights, I'm not up here performing. This is real to me, because faith is all I have. Amen? And so I asked my dad, why do you think I had to lose everything? Why do you think I had to lose my security? And Dad says, well, son, I just think God was preparing you to preach to anybody that's in the pews. And I said, well, Dad, doesn't God have a cheaper course of study? Here's the deal. There's a book in the Bible that has your job description. It's spelled Job. And you don't have faith until all you have is faith. When you're facing the doctor and the prognosis is bad. When people have jabbed your heart and put it on the ground. When your child has disowned you. When your spouse has cheated on you. You see, there comes a time when you're going to know if you have faith or not. Are you with me? I'm not pity. I don't want you to have pity on me. I wouldn't. This course of study that cost me millions, I wouldn't recommend it, or I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't trade it. Because I know him. I know him. I know his breath. I know his sound. And every one of us has to get this junk off. And God uses the two Moses said, tell them not to take more than they need. And so they didn't listen to him. Some of them took more than they need, and people in the church are holding on to more. People that hold on, things dry up. People that are vessels, people that are wells, conduits for heaven to earth, they don't ever dry up. But when things get tough, then it becomes a sacrifice to stay liquid. God's not in recession. I don't think the church is having a money problem these days. I think the church is having a trust problem. I'm preaching the truth. And so what God's saying is, I'll give you your daily bread. I'll supply your needs if you'll just trust me one day at a time. I don't have a 3-day plan, a 6-year plan. I don't have a retirement plan. I have a 1-day plan. I hate that one. I tell him quite regularly, I don't like the 1-day plan, God. He goes, I know, you're a slow learner. You're going to be in school a while. I used to have 20 years covered for my kids, my grandkids. It was covered. Now it's the 1-day plan. I don't like that. I don't know about you. I like 12-year plans better than 1-day plans. About 2 years ago, I had a call from a man in Oklahoma City who I had laid hands on, and God had resurrected him and filled him with glory. He's an oil man. He called me out of the blue. He said, Brother Dan, what do you need? I said, I don't need nothing. He goes, no. You're a prophet of God. I'm supposed to bless you. What do you need? And I don't get calls like that. Maybe you're used to them. I'm not used to them. And I said, I don't need nothing. He said, what do you need? I said, well, I need a place to live. I've sold my houses. I'm getting ready to move in my daughter's basement at 46 years of age. That's exciting, or 47. We used to own 300 rental properties. Now I'm moving in a basement. That's great. And he said, how much do you need? I don't know how to answer that, but I said $200,000. He wired me the money in 18 minutes. Bought me a house. I later had a chance to pray for his son in Los Angeles who was depressed, and he got healed of depression. He got sanctified. I was able to pray with his son down in Texas that had lost his ministry. Now he's back in ministry. I was able to pray with his daughter who was depressed, and now she's healed of depression. I was able to heal with his other son who had a pornography issue. Now he's delivered of pornography. He's on the church board. He told me all this stuff, and it was kind of good because he bought me a house. I was kind of glad for those things. And he said, you know, Brother Dan, the only reason I took 18 minutes is because I wanted to check the balance in my checking account. Okay, that's great. He goes, 30 days after I gave you that $200,000, my bank account jumped $700,000. And I said, well, Bill, should I have asked you for more?